Let's not mess this
I
up.
didn't know if Yulin could see you. Okay, that's okay. Let's just keep moving because
Yeah.
this is kind of like, yeah, we let you take
Not a
over,
big deal.
Yulin, and yeah, because this is
Guys, I'm just happy that you guys are here and that we can see everyone else. We can hear you.
Yay.
Like, I just wanted to connect with you ladies and just, I love your vision. When you sent me the first email, I was like, wow, this is awesome. I love the illustrations. And I was just like, wow, I really want to connect with you guys because it seems like we have the same heart and everything.
we feel the same way. Your blog and your work is amazing, and you have like a stellar career for like 20. Are you 23 years old?
Yeah, you're so
Oh
young.
man, like
I'm not 23 anymore. I need to update that page again.
I love it. I love it. You are so constructive and expansive. One of those people like who want to do things and they actually do it. So
Yeah.
congrats to you, and thanks for inspiring more like young folks like you.
I feel the same way about you girls. When I saw your project, I'm like, wow, this is so well thought out, and like it's like you guys did so great with it. And when you funded it within like the week, and I'm like, wow, that's so amazing.
Well, we felt the same way.
I was just gonna say we felt exactly the same. We were like, wow.
It's fate that we met. So like, how did you two meet? Like, how did you even begin working together on this?
So we are like sisters in love. It's our connection point is my husband, Andrea's brother, Justin.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he's been kind of this project, like the whole, yeah. Justin is really like always like pushing, like you can do this, you just, pushing you to kind of like get out of your comfort zone and do things. So he's our common connector.
Cool, yeah. Because I know for a lot of people, feeling alone and like you're living out your dream alone and you don't have, partnerships and stuff, that's like, it keeps them from living out their dreams. So that's cool that you guys, have.
Yeah, we're very grateful to have each other and to be in this together because it's, as you said, it's really nice to have someone alongside you just to be there to guide you through the amazing times and also the hard times. So it's been really nice to have each other. And then my brother also, he's, as Jime said, he's been a constant support for us, pushing us and cheering us along this whole way. So we're grateful to have that support.
Cool. So like in your words, for the audience who's gonna watch this, can you describe like what is Queen Girls and like what inspired you to create it? Yeah.
Absolutely. So Queen Girls is a collection of children's books. Jimena and I are taking inspirational women from the past and we're turning their stories into fairy tales. Our mission is to inspire girls to dream. We want them to envision their dreams as possible, realistic and doable. And so that's what we're trying to teach our young girls. And we're also doing one of our favorite parts of the project is we want to reach as many kids as possible. So we're doing our collection is based on a 1-for-1 model. So for every book purchased, we're going to be donating another to different organizations in America and also internationally to help get as many books out as possible. And right now in the stage we're at, we've completed our first fairy tale, which is on Bessie Coleman, who was the first Black woman in the world to become a pilot. And so we're kind of in the production stages of the book and are super excited to get it out in the hands of all our little girls and moms and teachers and everyone that has been on board through this journey and purchased a copy. So it's very exciting, and there's been a lot of inspiration, I feel, behind the book. Jime, do you want to talk about how you were inspired first? Because it kind of started with Jime's spark of inspiration. Uh-oh, is Jime gone? It was going so well. Her battery died.
That's funny.
Of course.
That's too funny. I was thinking that. I'm like, oh, what if it was her phone?
Typical. That's too funny. So as far as inspiration behind the project, Hime she's got an entrepreneur soul. She loves bringing ideas to life and dreams to reality, and she's studying to be a life coach right now. She's a new mom, and when Luca, who's also my nephew, was born about maybe a year and a half ago, I should know this. She, started looking at children's books, and she's just recognized that lack of, positive content for girls, a lot of stereotypes. And so she brought this idea up to me, and I have been passionate about working with children my whole life, from as long as I can remember. And as I told you before, I'm a huge traveler. And so, everything I've learned from traveling and that passion for working with kids, when she told me this idea, I was like, we have to do this. It's incredible. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Let's just jump in and go from here and see what happens. I mean, neither of us necessarily have any background in self-publishing and writing and any of that, but this definitely goes to show that with a dream, you can, anything's possible, regardless if you have the education or the background.
Yeah, so true.
If you take that passion and you go with it, things can happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You got examples of what you're telling girls, have a big dream, and even if you don't even know how to do it, and so nothing like it really exists, create the change that you want to see in the world.
Exactly.
Someone else and complain about it, but just, hey, maybe that's why it's in your heart, so you can do it.
Exactly. And it's funny that you say that, because the other day someone said to me, you practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And it kind of hit home. We've heard that phrase a million times, but I was like, you know what? This is very true. I mean, we're teaching young girls exactly what we're attempting to do right now, regardless if it's successful or not. We're learning along the way. We're having life experiences, and it's just gonna, make things better overall. Yeah. Make us better people, and
definitely. And like you said, something you just said. What was it? Be an example, and I saw a Jim Henson quote yesterday that said, "Kids don't learn by you teaching them; they learn by you being." So you can try to teach them all this stuff; they learn from what you are, instead of just what you're teaching them. So if you don't practice what you preach, it's like, okay, I'm learning from you, not from what you're telling me.
Exactly. So, we are such firm believers in that, and I feel that children's books are just another outlet. Kids see themselves in books. They see themselves reflected, and they don't feel like they're being taught. They're just listening to their mom or dad or cousin or sister or whoever reading them, a fairy tale or any sort of story. And whether we know it or not, it kind of starts molding their little brains. And so another reason why these books sounded so great to us was because they're geared towards that younger age, where we feel it's so important to be teaching positive content, being role models, as you just said, practicing what we preach, and living out what we truly believe and our values, rather than constantly teaching.
Yeah, that's true.
That makes perfect sense.
Exactly. And I feel like storytelling like bypasses people's barriers, and even adults' intellect and our barriers and stuff, and we just drop, like, if we go see a Disney movie, we just enjoy the movie, and even Disney movies have like messages and inspiration in them, and then we're like, oh, I'm so inspired. So I love storytelling, and I'm also my biggest dream when I was a little girl was to write books, and I used to write and illustrate little books and give them to my teachers and stuff. And so recently like revived that passion. So when I saw your email too, I'm like, hey, this is like a sign, because I've been writing a story myself. Hey, you're back. I know. Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
So great.
Yeah. So like I'm like writing a story because I want to see African American characters or like multicultural characters in stories like Narnia or in Disney movies.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna create them instead of waiting around for them to do it, you know?
I love to hear that. I saw that tab on your blog. It says like coming soon, and I was like, oh, what is she doing? Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm like writing. So you guys were really inspirational to me. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. They're doing exactly like what my passion is too.
This is incredible.
Oh.
I love to hear that. I feel like after doing all this, it's also taught me to have this, children tell us, like you did from a very young age, you loved writing, you loved illustrating, you wrote for your teachers, and I feel little kids, even as young as as Jimena's son, like he is showing us he loves music. He dances nonstop. He goes crazy. And I think it's important to teach parents and caregivers to foster these passions and recognize that, okay, Luca loves music, so let's try and kind of make it a part of his life and help him explore his world through music, because we can tell that this is something that he truly loves. And I think a lot of times that kind of gets washed away and buried away once kids start going to school, and it's a lot, the curriculums rote, and so those little niche things that our kids are showing us, they're straight up showing us they love, sometimes get, washed away. So finding those passions and recognizing them early and pushing our little ones to keep learning about what they love.
Definitely.
So, which is interesting. You said you loved writing when you were little, and look what you're doing now. Like, you're super excited about writing, and that's great.